Hello, everyone. I hope you're not too tired. This is the last session, so we try to make it as good as possible for you. I'll first present analytics before I hand over to my colleague, Maria. She will present our Webmaster tools. And when it comes to analytics, I still see a lot of unused potential these days. So let's keep it first of all on a high level. We're not talking about analytics in general. There are lots of other tools out there like WebTrends or Omniture that allow you to track what is actually going on your website. And analytics is our own version, and it's one of our most successful products. So why is it so important? It is a very, very important metric that you need to have when you have your website running. What is actually the user doing on the website? Where is he interested in? Which section does he click? Which part is maybe not a good user experience? And analytics can help you to answer all these different questions. And you can create learnings out of it and say, I should maybe adjust my website to a different audience and get a better understanding who is actually the user on your website. So how does it look like? So when you sign up for analytics, you come to this homepage view and you can see in a nice graphical way what is happening with your website. So how does the user engage, where does he stop? And you can connect it also to your AdWords account. So you can see if your AdWords campaigns are successful and compare it with the traffic from other sources. So the conversion tracking from Google is only for AdWords accounts. But Google Analytics allow you to see data from all the traffic that is coming to your website. So is it coming from the Google natural search results? Are the user maybe coming from Yahoo, Yandex, or from a specific blog? And you can see all the stats within Google Analytics, also in a nice graphical way, and see how is it changing over time. So what are the key features of Google Analytics? First of all, this whole tool is for free. So you don't need to spend money in AdWords campaigns. You can use it with your own individual blog just to get a better understanding how users behave on your website. And if it comes to the main functionalities, we have kind of 70-something predefined reports that you can run in analytics and see what's going on. So you can compare organic search results with CPC campaigns. You can compare your AdWords campaigns maybe with other marketing campaigns, with banner campaigns, and also totally customize the reports to your need if necessary. So just in a little bit more detail, how does it look like? You have the report navigation on the left-hand side with 5 main areas here. You can always, of course, decide from which date range you want to see the reports. You have a great help section. You can always also export the whole data into Excel or in a PDF file. And also, if you're just maybe interested in getting the data into your inbox, no problem. You can schedule it, and you will receive it regularly in your inbox without always going back and logging into the analytics account to see the data. So from the report section in analytics, we have 5 main categories. The first one is the visitor in general. How loyal are your visitors? Do you have a lot of returning visitors? Do you have a lot of new visitors on your websites? What language do they use? Also, are they coming from different sources? And for each individual website that you track, you can see a report. So is it maybe an individual subsection of your website where the user is leaving? You should definitely think about maybe improving this website. And if you use AdWords, you can also set up goals and see in the whole process where maybe users on your website leave the website and go somewhere else. And this is fully connected with Google AdWords, so you see the data from your AdWords campaigns also in analytics if you want to do that. So you see also for the individual websites, like I said, the trends overall. And this is some important information for you where you should think about, is it worth maybe putting more efforts into an individual website, or should I stop it here and start from scratch and give new content for the user and say, hey, maybe this is more interesting for you than the section that I have today. And you can segment all this and see what is working and what doesn't work. Another really powerful functionality is a geographical report that you can see in analytics. So you can quickly see in a graphical way and also in just in a table where the users actually come from who visit your website. So you maybe find out that you have a lot of users coming to your website from a country that you'd never expect. So maybe you have here in Bulgaria, for some reasons, a lot of interest from Russian users, and maybe this is also then an interesting market for you. So this data can help you to think about, how should I grow my website? Should I maybe set up the website in a different language, because there's an interest for my product and service in other markets, and you can get this data from analytics and see what really is worth maybe doing for future websites planning. And if we have the data available, we also go into more details. So you can see not only on a country level, you can see sometimes also on city level where the users come from. So do you have maybe in UK a lot of users coming from Manchester or from Glasgow in Scotland and not from London? And also that in connection with your AdWords campaign can help you to get a better understanding where your best customers come from. So maybe it is from a region that you would never expect. It's also really powerful from the overall web design to get a better understanding what are actually the settings the user have. Do they use, in most cases, Internet Explorer, or maybe already Firefox or Chrome or Safari? And if your website only supports Internet Explorer, you should definitely think about maybe supporting the other browsers. Also, which screen resolutions the user have. Do they have 1024 or 640? You never know, and you should make the website build in a way that it's a good fit for your most visited audience, and that he doesn't need to scroll, and that he doesn't see just an error because you're only supporting the latest Flash version and not an old Flash version. And this is definitely a very interesting data that you can get out of analytics to set up your overall website. For the traffic sources, we give you kind of 3 different main reports. So you have an overall report with all the traffic sources. It doesn't matter if it's a search engine blog or just a referral from an individual website. And we can also split that up for you. So you can see that just for search engines, you will maybe see that you will get a lot of traffic, not only from Google, maybe also from Yandex or from Bing. And you can see how they're changing also over time in a nice graphical way. And if it's connected, again, with some conversion data that you have, you can see which search engine property is maybe the most powerful for me. Where do I get the most signups from, the most users who visit my website, and where they are maybe more worse from than you would originally expect. Also split it out referring sites. So you can see maybe that your website is mentioned in a blog and you get a lot of traffic from a source you'd never had expect. And this is really interesting to see if you maybe want to talk to them later for a potential cooperation, because they mentioned your brand or your service in a very good way. So this is another way. And if you have an online shop, you can go even in more details. Or not only an online shop, also if you're just tracking signups or you want to get leads on your website, you can set up goals and kind of conversions to track what the user should do on your website to make a transaction if it's an online shop, or just to enter all the name and address details to sign up for a newsletter. And you can track this in all the details and see the report at the end out of it. So let's assume you have an online shop and you bring the user to your website. And how is a normal procedure in an online shop in a reduced way? So you have, first of all, the product information. So let's assume you're selling digital cameras. You have the digital cameras, and the visitor is going to this website and wants to read more details about the camera, and he sees a price. And then he decides if he's interested in buying this camera or not. And in the normal buying process, he would just put it into the shopping cart, proceed to check out, enter the billing details, the delivery address, and just click on the finish button, finish the transaction, and he would come to the thank you page. Of course, in this whole buying process, you will lose users. So because not everyone who's going to a product information page will buy your camera because maybe he's interested in another camera, the price is not good enough. But with analytics, you can track each individual step, and you can get a better understanding of at what stage your users maybe leave your website. Is it on the product information website? So you should investigate in more details why users leave on the product information website. Is it maybe because the price is not competitive? Is it maybe he doesn't find the shopping cart button? It can have several different reasons. Also, if you have for some reason a lot of users leaving your website when he already decided to put it into the shopping cart, again, here you can investigate and find out why users leave the website. Maybe also in the checkout process, you're offering only a credit card as payment option, while another payment option is definitely preferred from the user. So you should think about maybe adding other forms of payment for the whole online shop. And the more you optimize here, the better the result overall will be for you. So the more you make out of the overall traffic on your website, and that should be the goal, because you can get with AdWords campaigns or with all kind of other campaigns a lot of users onto your website. The more important part is, what do you do with the users on your website? So you should make sure they read the sections of your website that you want them to read, and also that they maybe sign up for something or just buy something. And the powerful thing with analytics is you can not only track results for AdWords campaign or also for the natural search results from Google, you can track everything across the board coming from online. So you can easily compare what channel is maybe more powerful for me. So you can compare your search campaigns from Google, Yahoo, and Microsoft and see which one is working better for you, and also compare it maybe with your display campaigns or email marketing activities, and you see really what is maybe more worth doing in the future compared to what you currently do. And you can then decide, where should I put more efforts into for the future. And that's why we give out Google Analytics for free, because we believe that our AdWords solution is working in most cases for our advertisers in a very good way. So you can really analyze your whole campaigns into more detail. So if you have connected this whole analytics account with your AdWords account, you can really see on an individual keyword level what keyword works for you and what keyword doesn't work for you. It's pretty much the same data that you have in your AdWords report section or campaign summary, but you can compare it now with the natural search results from Google and with the other sources, and can decide if this keyword is maybe worth setting up in a separate campaign because it's really, really high converting for me or not, and really get conclusions out of it. And it also shows you results from the organic search. So you can see in analytics what are actually the search queries that users searched on Google before they came to my website. So you will maybe find out some queries that users use to find your website that you'd never expect. And you can use all these single keywords and set that up in a new campaign and get good learnings for your overall AdWords campaigns and optimize them. And also, how does it work in comparison with the individual keywords. So you can, like I said, analyze the individual keywords and see which one works better for you. And you can compare them. So let's, in a graphical way or just in numbers, whatever you prefer. So you have kind of an average maybe for your overall conversions across the campaign. And you can see that maybe keyword A is really, really powerful for you. You get a lot of leads from your brand keyword maybe, or your product name. And then you just can adjust it and get the learnings out of it and decide what you will do next with your overall campaigns. And we have maybe 70-something predefined reports and analytics. You can see a lot of data. But if you're only interested in some sections of analytics, It's up to you. You can customize reports. You can set up the reports in the way that they're useful for you. If you're not interested in, I don't know, AdWords data and analytics, doesn't matter. Just customize a report and say, I don't know, I'm only interested in the bounce rate on my website, how many returning visitors do I have, what is the overall amount of clicks. Customize it, save it. It's just a drag and drop where you just need to decide what metrics are important for you. And even if you think a little bit more in the future, what you potentially can also do is you can use a lot of automatic mechanisms. And you have, for AdWords, also 3 ways how you can manage your campaigns. Just in an AdWords interface, where you can log into your AdWords account online, make all campaign changes. If you have more advanced campaigns running with, I don't know, maybe 50,000 keywords, you can use the AdWords editor. It's kind of an offline version for campaign management. And if you have a really, really big product portfolio, you should think about maybe using AdWords API. And AdWords API, you can connect it to your stock inventory. So you can make sure that your AdWords campaigns are only running when you have the product still on stock. And if you no longer have it available, just stop your campaigns automatically without someone manually needs to stop the campaign. And analytics can be also connected to this API. So you can, for example, get data out of analytics. So maybe you have new products regularly coming into your online shop. And you want to directly make sure that whenever you have a lot of users coming via a new keyword, that these keywords are automatically directly included into your AdWords campaign. And you can fully automate this whole process, even with the campaign creation. How do you set that up? If you're not an analytics user today, it's very easy. You just need to go to google.com analytics, or just type Google Analytics into the Google search. It will bring you to this website. And you can sign up from this landing page, or just directly out of your AdWords account if you have AdWords. So when you sign up, you will get a JavaScript code that you just need to implement into each individual website that you want to track. And it's up to you which websites you want to track. You can maybe track only parts of your overall website or the whole website. And you will see that in the reporting. And if you have an AdWords campaign running, you can directly connect it. So you see the data directly also in your AdWords account. There's an analytics tab on top, and you will directly see the data out of it. You just set it up, and you will see directly here what are the conversion rates, are maybe other sources more successful than my AdWords campaigns, what we don't believe. But you can directly see it and make the decisions out of it. So you can spend a lot of time on analytics, and it's really important to know that you have to know what you want to achieve with it. So we can show you tons of different numbers in analytics, and this is just a glimpse that I just showed you right now. You can do a lot more. If you remember only one thing from the whole section that I just showed you today, do not assume what the user is doing on your website. Do not assume how users behave, what they expect. Track it. We have the tools. We give it for free because at the end we have a better user experience also on our side. Track each individual steps, and you can do a lot of different things. You can spend a lot of time on it, but do not assume how users behave. Track it and make decisions out of it. So if you see users use, in more cases these days, Firefox instead of Internet Explorer, supports the browser. A lot of decisions should come out of it, and analytics can help you here. Okay. Any questions? Yeah. I would say let's wait, and we'll continue with the Webmaster tools first before we come to a general Q&A session. Okay, thank you.
Hi everybody, it's a pleasure to be here today. My name is Maria, and I've been working in the Google Search Quality team for 2 years now. I'm here today to talk to you about Webmaster tools, which will be hopefully the cherry on the cake and reward you for your patience going through this long day of presentations. Now, Webmaster Tools is another free tool that we provide, and it gives you information about how the search engines engage with your site. Stefan was just talking about analytics, which is a tool that shows you how users view and engage with your site. So Webmaster Tools is another tool that helps you see how Google robots see your site and make your site more crawlable and accessible. So I'm going to talk to you today about how you can use Webmaster Tools to better show your site in the search results and improve your performance in the organic search results. Let me tell you what we're going to go over in the next 15 minutes. First, I'm going to tell you what Webmaster Tools is and how it might be useful for you, so the very basics. And then we're going to go straight into the practical applications of it. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what kind of statistics and information you can get from Webmaster Tools, how this information can help you to diagnose potential issues with your site, and then what improvements you can make to make sure that your site performs better in organic search results. Last but not least, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how Google Webmaster Tools can be a communication channel between Google and you. And you can use it to send us feedback, and we can use it to send you messages about your site. So what is Webmaster Tools, and how is it useful? I'm sure that as webmasters and as owners of businesses with an online presence, many of you at some point or another have asked yourselves such questions as, does Google recognize the content of my site? What queries are users using to come to my site? How can I target users in a specific location? Or are all the pages from my site indexed? Well, Webmaster Tools is a free interface that can provide you all this information and help you answer these questions. It can give you insights about different crawling and indexing aspects of your site. It can also help you optimize and enhance your traffic, and finally connect better with your visitors. So what you see here on the screen is the dashboard of Webmaster Tools for the official Google Webmaster Central blog. And as soon as you add your site to Webmaster Tools and you verify ownership of it, this is the kind of information that you will be able to see. So these are the vital stats of your site regarding organic search. First, you can see which queries drive the most traffic to your site. You can also see if there's any issues that we encountered when we were crawling your pages. And finally, you can also see what kind of pages and how many pages we have indexed from your site. So this is just an overview of what Webmaster Tools is, and now we're going to go a little bit into more detail of what you can do with it in practice. So some practical applications. If you're wondering how your site is doing in organic search, Webmaster Tools can provide you with a lot of answers to questions like, which search queries bring the most traffic to your site, and are you giving your users what they want, and who is linking to your site? You can find all this information in the query and link stats section of Webmaster Tools. So let's take a look at an example here. This is the top search query section of Webmaster Tools for the Google Webmaster Central blog. And on the left-hand side, you can see the impressions. So these are the top queries for which your site appears in the search results. Next to each query, you can also see the position that your site appeared in that particular search result page. So for instance, you can see that Google Webmaster Central blog appeared in number 9 for Google Video. Next to that section is the click-through section, which shows you actually queries which landed users on your site. So they saw your page in the search results and they actually clicked on it. How can this be helpful for you? Well, it's a really good reality check. So if you compare the content and the goals that you have for your site with the queries that are bringing users to your site, you can then see if they match together and what you need to change to make sure that you're ranking for the right keywords. Other things that we show you is also a comprehensive reports of the incoming links to your site. I'm sure everybody here is aware that quality and quantity of links that are coming to your site is extremely important in how your site ranks in the organic search results. So if you want to better manage your links and your reputation, this is the place to take a look at a really comprehensive report. You can see on the left-hand side, there's each individual URLs of your website, and then next to it is the number of different links that are incoming. And if you click on that number, then you will be taken to a page which shows you which particular sites are linking to your site. We also show a lot of detailed information about the anchor text. I'm sure a lot of you know that these are the words which people use in the links that they put to your site. So we show you the top 200 anchor phrases for your site in the same section. And you can check to see if there are any outdated or irrelevant anchor text phrases, and then you can get in touch with the webmasters to make sure that they update those so you're not losing any link juice. Other things which you can do with Webmaster Tools is get a really detailed report about your crawling and indexing status. So the process of search is divided into 3 stages. We have crawling, indexing, and then ranking. During the crawling stage, our robots crawl all the websites, and then they try to access the pages. So if you have any issues, such as your pages are inaccessible or are banned, let's say, by your robots.txt file, then we won't be able to access them. And during the indexing stage, we then take this content and analyze it. So there might be pages from your site which are not indexed, and this information you can also find in Webmaster Tools. As I'm sure all of you know, better crawlability and indexability of your site leads to very high organic traffic, so it is very much worth to make sure that your site is search engine friendly. So let's take a look at an example here. When our robots crawl the site and they find specific issues, we list them in the crawl errors section. So here you can see the different types of error categories listed on the top. And then once you click on one of those categories, you will see a list of individual URLs as well as the error types for these URLs. So then you can take this list and see what you can do to fix those errors. A general piece of advice here is to try to keep your URLs as simple as possible. Try to avoid parameters and make URLs such that humans will be able to read them. So if you have, let's say, shoes.com/sandals, it's much better than shoes.com/parameter ID 12345/tracking ID something something something. So try to avoid session IDs and tracking IDs and other such parameters when possible, and instead try using alternative methods to track your customers, such as cookies, for instance. Other things that you can do using Webmaster Tools as help is make improvements to your site. So you can tell us about all the URLs on your site to make sure that we know about every single page and all the content you're providing. And you can also use the tips that we give you to make sure that all the tags on your code are informative. Because if you're using informative tags, this makes your site more user-friendly. It's a better user experience, and that will increase the click-through rate. Let me give you an example here. This is a screenshot of the top result for the query BBC on google.com. And on the bottom, you can see another screenshot from the source code of the page. I don't know if it's very legible, but I have highlighted the meta description tag here. And you can see that we actually use the contents of the meta description tag to pull out the snippet in the search result. And the BBC did a good job in this case. They actually provided a very informative meta description tag. And thanks to that, the users see a good description, and it's more likely that they will click on this page because they know what it is about. So use good meta description tags, use good title tags and unique title tags for each of your pages, and make sure also that you're describing your images well in the alt attributes. This will help you attract more users and increase the click-through. We provide you some information in Webmaster Tools in the HTML suggestions section. When we crawl your site, if we encounter any issues, we'll show you here. So if you have any issues with your meta descriptions, we'll let you know. Same for the title tags. If you have duplicate title tags, too short, too long, or non-informative, we'll tell you. And finally, if there's any content on your site which is actually non-indexable, we'll also let you know here. So you can use all of this information to make sure that your site is informative and easily accessible to users. To let us know about all the different content on your site, especially if your site is large and has a lot of pages and a complex architecture, it is a really good idea to submit a sitemap. A sitemap is basically a file which lists all the URLs in your site in XML format. And it can help you if there's pages which might be just hidden deep down somewhere within the architecture of your site. And then if there's no links to them, if they're so-called island pages, we won't be able to find them. So if you submit a sitemap with all the URLs, you can upload it in Webmaster Tools. We'll let you know how many URLs out of that sitemap we have indexed. And so it's a much more detailed information and gives you a lot of tips how you're doing in organic search and how much of your content is indexed. So we really strongly recommend uploading a sitemap on your site. The last thing that I want to talk about today, but certainly not the least in importance, is using Webmaster Tools as a channel of communication between Google and you. So we use Webmaster Tools to send you notifications about certain things on your site, such as if your site has been hacked and has malware, or if your site in certain cases is violating the Webmaster quality guidelines, we'll send you a notification in Webmaster Tools. And so in order to keep up to date with what's going on in your site in the organic search results, it is a really good idea to have a Webmaster Tools account. Reversely, if you want to send us some information, such as if you want to remove some content from your site, or you want to submit a spam report for a page that you saw that is very low quality, you can do this through Webmaster Tools. So let's take a look at how this works in practice. We have built a message center inside the Webmaster Tools console where we send you all the messages when we want to get in touch with you. And recently, we added a feature that lets you forward these messages to an email of your choice, so it's more convenient for you to stay up to date. This is an example of a case when we are very likely to send you a message. I'm sure all of you have seen this when browsing and doing different searches on Google. When we detect that a certain site has malware and might harm users' computers when they visit it, we display this warning in the search results. So if you see this for your site, it also means that you're going to have a message in your Webmaster Tools account, a malware notification. So this notification will actually give you a lot of details about exactly what kind of malware was found on your site and how you can fix it. It will also give you specific examples of URLs where the malware was detected. So it's a lot of good information to help you clean up your site. And once your site is clean, there's also a link there conveniently so that you can submit a malware review request. Let us know that it's clean so that we can remove the warning. Other types of messages that we send are also removal notifications. So if it so happens that your site is violating the Google Webmaster quality guidelines, we'll send you a message in certain cases in the Webmaster Tools console, letting you know that this is the case and that certain pages from your site may no longer be in the index. So in that case, we also provide a link to the Webmaster guidelines that you can take a look at and make sure that your site is in compliance with them. As soon as that happens, we also give you the link here to submit a reconsideration request, and then let us know that everything is okay again with your site. So then we'll take a look at it and decide if we want to include it back in the index or not. So these are a few of the examples of messages that we send you. The kinds of messages that you can send us, for instance, are when you want to remove content from your site. You can do this through Webmaster Tools. We have built-in interface in the crawler access section where you can submit a removal request for a single URL, for a subdomain, or for your entire site. You can also request to remove cached pages from your site. Here you can also see the list of existing removal requests that have been submitted already, as well as the status of each request. So as soon as something has been pushed, you will know immediately that it has been successfully removed. A new feature that we recently added that is also very convenient is the removal request made by other users. So if there's more than one person that has verified this particular site and they submitted a removal request, then you might be left wondering what happened to these pages, why are they not showing anymore? And now you're able to see all of the different requests and figure out what actually happened there. So in summary, Webmaster Tools is good because it's free, just like analytics. I believe free is always good. There's no more to say about that. And it's also very, very accurate. Once you add your site and you prove you're the owner of your site, we'll provide you with very up-to-date and precise information. And this information is not available elsewhere. If you try doing searches with site operator or the link operator, they're very, very much less accurate than what you would see in Webmaster Tools. Webmaster Tools is also extremely comprehensive, and it provides you access to a lot of information, at the same time a lot of different controls and settings that you can change. So it's like your control room for your site in the organic search results. And finally, it's your direct channel for communication with Google. So you can stay up to date with anything that we might want to tell you about your site, take steps in time, and also send us feedback. So you can find this wonderful, amazing product at google.com/webmasters/tools. And it's also available through the Webmaster Central, which is the base that Google uses to communicate with webmasters. So you can see here the sign into Webmaster Tools section in the top right corner. But there's also links to all the other ways and channels of communication that we use with webmasters, such as our help forum, our blog, our YouTube channel with a lot of videos by different members of the search quality team, and also the Webmaster guidelines, in case you're wondering. So if you remember one URL from this entire presentation, remember google.com/webmasters. Everything is there. And I strongly encourage you to go and add your site to the Webmaster Tools accounts, verify it, and then make use of that information to improve your site accessibility and also visibility in the organic search results. And that is all. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask them. Questions? Anybody?
Also for analytics, if you have analytics questions, feel free to ask now.
No. Okay, you can also ask questions offline later, if you're microphone shy.
Hi, thank you for the lovely presentation. I was wondering, I know we can track AdWords campaigns through Google Analytics. Yeah. How about standard banner campaigns? How can you set goals for standard banner campaigns?
Of course, it's not automatically connected like with an AdWords campaign, only if you use the content network campaigns from Google. Then you can directly see the data from your content network campaigns, display campaigns, video ad campaigns that you have as Google directly in your account. If you want to track banner campaigns you maybe have with other players, you need to set it up manually. And we have some guidelines there as well. So, I mean, what I recommend you in general, help sections, not everyone loves help sections, but what I recommend you, what I do if I want to learn something how to do it, just go to YouTube, search for it, and enter, I don't know, setup, a display campaign, analytics, these 3 keywords in YouTube, and you can watch it how you set it up. If it's AdWords, it's automatically. For other banner campaigns, it's a manual setup process.
I would like to ask about Google Webmaster Tools. We've seen some recent changes you have made those days about pages with duplicate content and how to avoid that. Do you plan on providing webmasters with additional means to tell Google what exactly they should show about our websites, and what exact page we have changed except for submitting entire sitemap anew?
Right. We're constantly working on new ways to improve the situation with duplicate content. You might be aware that we just released a new feature in Webmaster Tools, which I didn't cover here because of the shortness of time. But you can now actually tell us which parameters you want excluded from your URLs. So this is one new thing that we provide you to help you tackle the issue with duplicate content. Other things that you can do is to choose a preferred domain, also in Webmaster Tools, so www versus non-www. And you can also do 301 redirects from the duplicate page to the page that you prefer to be shown. Another thing which you can use is also the canonical tags. I'm not going to go into detail here, but I can explain you later what this is all about. So we have a load of different things to help you deal with duplicate content, and we're working always on more in the pipeline, so look forward to more stuff.
Hello, I have a question for Google Analytics. In case I want to add some parameter that you're not following in the analytics, let's say you're telling me that 50% of my users stay 5 minutes on the website, 25 7 minutes, and 25, let's say, 10 minutes. But I know these users have certain, I can differentiate between them. And I would like to add this parameter to Google Analytics so that it can, when you create the report, so that I can match it against the other parameters that you collect.
Yeah, you can segment users, so that's true. I mean, if you want to, for example, filter out, let's say you have a big company like, I don't know, BMW, and you know that on your websites you have tons of visits from your colleagues, so who just want to check different things. You can set it up in different segmentations and filter out individual traffic that is maybe not relevant for you, or maybe also you're only interested what are the users doing that coming from Bulgaria and not the users that are coming from, I don't know, any other country in this world. You can definitely set it up and segment the different users.
So I define a different segment and I add it to the analytics. Is that how it's made, or it's on what you already collect as data?
Yeah, I mean, it's really up to you what you want to see in analytics, and it's just a question to set it up, yeah.
So bottom line, I can define?
Yes, you can, yeah.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Looks like there's a question
There's one more over there.
Hear me? Okay. I have a question about webmasters. Recently, we have removed 3 categories from our site, and this is about 300 links, URLs. Unfortunately, in webmasters, we can remove separate URLs. What shall I do? Shall I run them URL by URL? It's kind of...
Yeah, well, if all of these are in the same subfolder, let's say, you can just go ahead and remove the entire subfolder and take care of it that way.
And if they're not?
If they're not, then you would have to submit removal requests.
If we have another case, can we send somebody a list of these links? Because if we remove, let's say, 100 links from a site, it's kind of complicated to do this link by link. Maybe in the future we can add a list in Google Webmasters and tell you remove all this and kind of like this.
Yeah, if you have, like, let's say all of these URLs have a parameter in the end, like P equals something, something, some kind of code. So you can just, instead of putting each individual URL separately, you can just put the unfinished, sort of this fragment up to the P equals whatever, and then we'll just match this sort of like a regular expression to all the other parameters. So we will basically remove everything that matches this one segment. So you can do it that way. If that helps for you, if it doesn't, then I'll be happy to talk to you a little bit more offline, and sounds like a nice feature request.
A lot of questions, cool.
Okay. I would like to ask, what is the proper way to differentiate between organic and paid visits in case AdWords account is not linked to the analytics account? Because I've seen cases when the totals are correct, but the shares of both parts are not correct. And I see in other cases, in forums, other such cases. Is it by segmentation or by some advanced filter? Because the regular report in the visitors section is not very correct in such case.
The question is, what exactly do you compare? What do you track? Because one thing that I regularly hear from as analytics feedback is I see different numbers than I have in my own reports. And in a lot of cases, there are easy explanations for it. So simplest one would be, I don't know, you just selected the wrong date range, but also, for example, things like how long is a cookie valid? The analytics cookie is valid for 30 years. So even if a user is coming back after, I don't know, a year, with the same machine using the same IP address, we would still take that into account for the overall reporting. So there are different reasons why you can see different numbers. So normally the numbers are in sync with AdWords, and you should see exactly the same amount of visitors in the different report sections. And if not, we can definitely investigate what could be the reason. So I mean, I definitely would recommend you to connect your AdWords account with analytics because it's really, really powerful, and you can see the numbers directly from your AdWords campaign in analytics. And if you saw some strange results here, we should investigate what's going on. So just let's talk about it after the Q&A. And one more.
I want to ask about Webmaster tools. Is it possible to make Google to index the island pages just by submitting sitemap without doing internal linking?
Yeah, so the sitemap is something that you do to inform us about all the URLs on your site. We don't guarantee that everything that is in the sitemap will get indexed. So we definitely advise, in addition to submitting a sitemap, to make sure that your internal linking architecture is also healthy and sort of there's no island pages. But in the case that there might be something that you forgot to link to, a sitemap can be very useful. Then we can find this page.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of this panel and the last panel for the day. Thank you for your attention. See you tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.